Welcome back to Cossy Arsenal Podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your latest Arsenal news and transfer news. We're going to be talking David Raya. We're going to be talking a couple of done deals. Marquinhos and Charlie Patino will be heading away from the club on loan. Marquinhos will be going to France. Patino will be going to Swansea City. Of course, the Premier League is back, and Mikel Arteta has told his players if they want to win major honours next campaign, they must compete at the highest level possible. And we'll be talking about that slight injury of Declan Rice. It is not concerning, but of course, he's picked up that small injury in pre-season. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let me know in the comment box below, are we prepared for the season? Are you prepared for the season? It is only 48 hours. It's the day after tomorrow. Manchester City will take on Burnley, and that will be the first game of the 2023-2024 Premier League season. How happy are you? Are you ready? Are Arsenal ready? Are you, what are your thoughts about this new season? I've done my predictions. You can go and watch the video about where Arsenal will actually compete and how we will be, finishing in every competition. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and all the other competitions. Watch that video and give me a like. Right, let's start off with that big news on David Raya from Fabrizio Romano. He's now confirmed that David Raya will be announced tomorrow as an Arsenal player. Medicals will be done tomorrow as well, and the player will sign his deal tomorrow. So Arsenal trying to get this deal done in line so that they can actually have him as part of the squad. Matt Sana, actually, who has signed for Nottingham Forest, could potentially be in goal, because this is the situation at Nottingham Forest. Last season, they had Keylor Navas. I think he had signed for them on loan. He's now gone. Dean Henderson, who was also on loan with them, has not yet signed on a permanent from Man United. So Matana is the only goalkeeper they have. It won't be surprising to see Matana, playing at Arsenal, playing against Arsenal actually in that game. So they have registered him in time to get into goal for their opening game of the season. It's going to be the same thing with David Raya. Arsenal want to register him in time as our fourth signing of the summer. Right, let's get into those big stories around Arsenal, especially Mikel Arteta. Now, Mikel has been speaking to his players about the season, the expectations, and the demands of this campaign, and he's told them you've got to play at the highest level. Now, this is according to Sky, as reported by Melissa Reddy. The Mikel Arteta has told his players that he wants them to compete at the highest level among themselves in every position if they expect to win regular silverware. If they want to win silverware regularly and also have those major honors onto their badges as well. I think that is right, spot on from Mikel. Last campaign, we really did compete at the highest level, but not in all competitions. We really played at the highest level, but not in all positions. I think there were positions where we were let down. There were positions where we could have done better. Ramsdale, for number one, could have done better. Last campaign, the Gabriel Jesus, his XG plus Edin Ketia, they were massively murdering their XGs. So they've got to do better. They've got to raise their expectations and raise their performances as well. It's gonna be a tough season. I've done my predictions, and I said it's one of the seasons where the Carabao Cup is going to be seen as the UEFA Champions League. It's going to be that important. But Mikel confirms that his players have now got the information that he wants them to be playing at the very high level. Now, talking about the very high level, according to Ryan Taylor, Declan Rice is playing with a slight injury. He's playing with a slight knock. Now, if you remember in preseason, he did pick up that slight knock. It was kind of an injury. I don't understand where it actually came from, but Mikel said that it was more like a calf injury. That is what actually Mikel Arteta said. Now, Ryan Taylor says he's 80% fit, but they expect him to get back to full fitness very, very soon. And for me, it's no surprise here. I know Declan Rice is one of those players that have been really formidable, doesn't pick up injuries, always plays 90 minutes every game. You've got to either be made of metal or you have the ability to sustain injuries and play with them. I think it is the latter rather than the former for Declan Rice. It's the same with Bukayo Saka. When you're a top player, and Mikel Arteta has always talked about this, when you're a top player, Messi, Ronaldo, Saka, Rashford, Rice, Odegaard, you're going to have to play with those slight knocks. You're always going to play with those slight injuries. And at times, you're just going to jog them off. I mean, how many times do you see Odegaard out with an injury? You think he's not knocked? He's always knocked. He's always fighting for the ball. He's always retaining the ball. So they do pick up those knocks. But at times, they can actually, move on with them. So it's the same thing with Declan Rice. The fact that he can give you almost 4,000 minutes in a campaign, it means that he's got that ability to pick up slight knocks and just move on with them through the season. So Rice, it is not something big. It's not something huge. It is actually something very, very minor. Now, Arsenal have agreed to deals for outgoings. Like I said, this is a week where we're going to see a couple of players going out. It's a week we're going to see many players leaving the club. Mikel has said that he has 30 people in that squad. It doesn't get worse than that. He says it is unsustainable. We have to trim the squad. And when the manager says it is unsustainable, it means that some of you have got to go. Now, number one is Charlie Patino. Arsenal have agreed a deal with Swansea City for Charlie Patino to go on loan. His contract runs down in 2025, but the deal doesn't include an option to buy. I have a problem with Arsenal, but I do have a problem with Arsenal with player contracts, right? My concern is this. Charlie Patino is one of the players that have been really, really talented. He's been doing very well wherever he's been, at Portsmouth, wherever he's gone out on loan, he's been doing very well. My question is easy and simple. Why have Arsenal not extended Charlie Patino's contract yet? We clearly knew he was going to be one of those young players that were going to give us huge amounts of money as a talent when we sold them. Now we have given him to Swansea on loan. His contract runs down in 2025. Probably Arsenal have, an option to extend. But if we don't have an option to extend, it means that we've just given our advantage in negotiations to get a good fee for Charlie Patino away. But anyway, according to Ryan Taylor, the deal is agreed. He will be going to Swansea City. The player said he doesn't want to be at Arsenal to, fight for his chances. But I think it is a smart move from Arsenal and also from Charlie Patino's entourage. You are Charlie Patino, and ahead of you is Fabio Vieira, Emile Smith-Rowe, Leandro Trossard, and Martin Odegaard. You don't stand a chance at the moment. Really very talented, one of the best youngsters we have in his side, but I don't see him, play a lot of football. So going out on loan to Swansea will actually give him more game time and probably help him mature a little bit. He will be back at Arsenal in June 2024. Another deal that has been agreed is my boy Marquinhos. The Brazilian has agreed to join Nantes, and Arsenal have also agreed a deal with Nantes for him to join them on a season-long loan deal with an option to buy. Now, Marquinhos is one of those that really kind of hurt me. When he was at Arsenal last campaign, he was exciting, wasn't he? He scored his first goal, for Arsenal in the Europa League. His value has risen up a little bit. I think Arsenal signed him for around 3 million, and we could make a profit of 10 million when he eventually signs for Nantes in the summer. I think he's one of those players that have a guaranteed future. He's gonna come good. He will come good. And it's going to be an example of what Arsenal are trying to do in terms of, getting a sustainable way of earning money and spending it. If you can get a player like Marquinhos right from Brazil, 3 million, that is 2 million fixed, probably 1 million in add-ons, and then you can make a profit of 10 million, it's even going to get better because we're going to go down to Brazil, bring in a few other players that are even better than Marquinhos, and in the end, Arsenal will be making hundreds of millions of money with this kind of strategy. So I like the strategy. Marquinhos, I'm going to say farewell, my boy. Again, he's one of those players that I like, but is he going to play? Is he ahead of Saka? No. Is he ahead of Martinelli? No. Reece Nelson? No. Is he ahead of, probably Emile Smith-Rowe and Fabio Vieira? No. So it's better he goes out on loan. If Arsenal really want to sign him back or get him back, we can decide on that. But this season, the best decision has been second, and it is for him to go on loan. Now, according to the Football Insider, Douglas Luiz wants to join Arsenal this summer. That's a story I'm not even buying into. Now, I just don't understand why people can't really agree to the fact that our midfield is done. Right? Juventus have just pulled out. Of course, there are a few rumors from Gianluca Di Marzio that Juventus really feel they can get Thomas Partey when they want. I don't think that's the way Arsenal are really operating anymore. We are no longer that club. So I still expect Thomas Partey to stay. And Douglas Luiz, good player, 50 million valuation. I don't think Arsenal are going to go anywhere close to that. But of course, the big story today is that Arsenal are going to confirm their fourth signing of the summer in the next 24 hours. And that is going to be David Raya. Player will sign his contract tomorrow. Player will do his medicals tomorrow. And the announcement will be done tomorrow in order for him to be announced as an Arsenal player so that he can actually be part of that Nottingham Forest game. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Football is back. Of course, I'm going to be dropping those previews for the season. I think we'll do the weaknesses Arsenal have. We will do the strength Arsenal have. We will do what is expected of Arsenal. I think those are the 3 videos we will do this time around, and then we'll dive into the season. I'll see you right in the next one. Hit the like button.